Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I have this makeup look for you guys. It was 100% inspired by Gigi Hadid. I was just kind of Instagram stalking her the other day and came across this look and completely fell in love with it. I just thought it was a really nice everyday brown smoky eye. So as I said, this is an inspired look. Obviously I look nothing like Gigi Hadid, but a girl can dream, am I right? So yeah, this is just an inspired look, not everything that she did to a T, but it's still very similar. So I hope you guys enjoy this video and let's go ahead and get started. I'm starting out with my Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer. This is a green primer, so not only is it going to prime my skin, but the green is going to cancel out the redness on my nose and my cheeks, and it's going to also help to make my skin look a lot more even. I went ahead and I primed my lids with my Urban Decay Primer Potion, and then next I'm going into my Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Palette, and I'm picking up the shade Latest on a Sigma E40 brush, and I'm just going to be applying that to the crease as a transition shade. Next, I will be picking up the color Latinus from the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Palette, and I am going to be applying that with a MAC 217 brush to my lids as well as into my crease to start to give the eyes some definition. Staying in the Shade and Light Eye Palette, I'm picking up the color Lucius and doing the exact same thing as I did with the previous shade. Gigi's eye makeup was very blown out and kind of undone looking, so that's what we're wanting to do with these shadows. We just want to make sure that the colors are as blended out as possible, and we just want this to look kind of messy but still very put together. I'm now going in with my clean buffer brush to make sure that the edges of the shadow are diffused, because once again we do want this to be very smoked out and very blown out. I'm going to apply a thin line of the NYX gel liner with a Sigma EO5 brush, and I am going to smudge it out with Citri from the Shade and Light Eye Palette. The brush that I started out with when I was going to blend that color out, blend that liner out, it actually sucked. So for this I ended up switching it out with a flat definer brush to really make sure the line was nice and smoked out. Smoking out this liner is also just going to help to give the eyes a lot of dimension, because if you just leave the liner there, not that that looks bad, it's just it doesn't look as good as I personally think it can when you smoke out the liner. It just adds a lot of dimension and kind of draws more attention to your eyes as well. It's time to finish out the face, so I'm going to be using the Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation in the shade 1.0, and I'll be applying it with a Sigma F80 brush. This foundation is super full coverage and lays a really nice semi-matte finish, and I really like it because it doesn't cling to any dry spots, which the primer helped with that, but also gives very full coverage, as you can tell. So I'm just going to be applying this to my face, making sure that I really buff that in, and then I will go in with my damp beauty blender just to kind of go over everything to make sure that there aren't any lines from the brush. I'll be using my NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer in the shade Chantilly to highlight under my eyes, as well as my chin, my nose, my cupid's bow, and a little bit on my forehead. I find that the best way to blend this concealer out is with a damp beauty blender, so that is what I will be using. This concealer, I don't know if it's because I put it on such a heavy full coverage foundation, but it's a little difficult to blend out in my opinion. I do really like it. I like the finish of it, so I'm willing to go in to really work to blend it out because I do like the way that it makes my under eyes look. But that's why I do like to use a damp beauty blender, just because it adds a little bit of moisture to the product. It makes it a little bit more slippery and easy to blend out. I'm setting my under eye concealer with a mix of Levitation and Lyric. Both of these are from the Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Palette, and I will be using a Sigma F35 brush to do so. Going back into the eye palette, I'm taking Latinus and Century mixed and applying that to the lower lash line. And I'm going to be rounding it out at the outer corner to help give that blown out effect. And then I will be going back in with my buffer brush to buff out the outer corner so that it isn't too harsh. Going into my Maybelline The Nudes palette, I'm highlighting my inner corners as well as my brow bone with the first shimmery shade, which is a cream color with a copper duochrome to it, which I thought went really well with the brown shades that we have going on the eyes. I went ahead and applied falsies, and I'm just going to add mascara. This is the Tarte Lights Camera Flashes mascara, and I'm going to be adding that to my top and bottom lashes. Going back into the original Shade and Light Contour Palette, I'll be taking a mix of Subconscious and Shadow Play to contour and bronze my face, and I used a Sigma F10 to do so. And while I was at it, I also went ahead and contoured my nose with Shadow Play as well. Next, I'll be using my NARS blush in Dolce Vita to add some color into my cheeks, and of course, I'll be topping that off with Becca's Moonstone on a MAC 236 to highlight my cheekbones, my chin, my nose, my Cupid's bow, and a little bit on my forehead too. I really love this highlighter. It's a nice pale gold shade, and I really do think that it goes with every single look that I do. And I'm super pale. This color doesn't look weird on me. It's just the perfect highlight for my skin tone, and I really, really love it. For lips, I was going to mix ColourPop Vice with the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in Buenos Aires, but I chose to stick with the Vice shade from ColourPop, and I applied a Bare Minerals gloss and A-lister on top. But I don't know where that clip went, so just trust me. I promise I did it, and I love the way that it turned out. Alright guys, so that is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you let me know by giving this video a big thumbs up, as well as subscribing down below. Also, let me know down in the comment section what other videos you'd like to see from me, and I'd be more than happy to do this for you. But until then, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye! Hey guys, if you missed my last video, you can check it out by clicking the box that's underneath mine. And if you want to check out all my socials, they will be linked to the right of the screen. I hope you guys have a beautiful day, and I'll see you very soon.